Hey guys, Johann here from the Blueprint Podcast. And today we're going to talk about something very interesting within the business world. So, if you're an entrepreneur, founder, salesperson, or anyone that interacts with customers on a daily basis, this is going to be a very interesting and compelling episode. So, I recently done a study via Harvard University who done a survey and some research stating that people in business, if you're a customer, or a vendor, they will judge that salesperson or owner of a business within the first 7 seconds of meeting them. So what does it actually mean? So imagine this, you have an appointment with a customer, you walk into that meeting room, and in the first 7 seconds, that person that you're trying to sell a product or service is already judging you. So how are they judging you? They're looking at the way you look, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, your posture, the amount of energy that you're carrying. Now, I honestly thought that customers would take 25 to 30 seconds, but because our attention spans are becoming so low, and as human beings, we are so impatient that now it's actually 7 second window. So in today's episode, guys, I want to share with you some techniques and tips that I'm going to be implementing in my own life so I can make the best and most impression to a customer. And I'm also going to quickly share with you why it's important. So no one likes to be judged, but the reality is we all judge. And if you're being judged in business, it's actually a healthy judgment. And if you're a salesperson in particular, hear me out for a minute. When you're selling a product or service to a worker of a company, when that worker of that company decides to buy a product or service to you, should something go wrong, there are a couple of things that can happen to that person. Number one, they may lose their job for making the wrong decision. Number two, they might not get any bonuses or promotions that are attached to their role. So you've always got to think of your customer. Now, the other thing is, if you make a good impression and you get the right deal done with your customer, they may get promoted, they may get a further salary, and all that kind of stuff. So always remember, when you're trying to sell yourself or a customer a product or service, that you're actually working for your customer and not just for yourself. So that is really the main reasons why. And also, if you're selling a product or service to a business owner, that business owner wants to ensure that, hey, number one, it's not going to affect their company negatively. And the most critical thing is, if you can't look after yourself on a physical level, in terms of the way you look, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself in a meeting, that shows a couple of things. Number one, you don't value yourself. So actually have pride on the way you look. That's why I train every day, so I can feel confident, I can feel vibrant, I can have a lot of energy. Depending on who I'm meeting, I'll actually ask that customer, hey, what is your work attire? So when I'm coaching some businesses, I'll say, hey, do you want me to come in hoodies and a jean or a suit or a blazer? I want to make sure that I'm actually ingrading with their company. And I get some customers saying, hey, look, just be yourself. That's cool. And then I get some corporate companies that saying, hey, we actually require a suit and tie. I've got no issue with that. It's their rules. They're paying me the money to coach. No problem at all. So always keep that in mind, right? When you're meeting a customer. So now you know that, hey, people do judge you and it only takes 7 seconds. The other thing you need to do is get over it. So I know it's a bit harsh and you might say, yeah, but I don't like people judging me. Then don't be in sales or business, because the reality is we all judge in that manner, and it's actually good judgment and healthy judgment as well. And I want to give you an analogy, even on your personal life. Imagine you're dating someone. So you've met them at a nightclub, at a library, at a church, whatever. And that first little 5 seconds went really, really well. They made a good impression with you, right? And then, the next catch up, you might go to a nice restaurant, nothing flashy, just something basic. And, the person that you're meeting looked really nice at the club, but you're on the first date and that person is wearing just basic clothes, not really interested in the conversation, eating with their hands and slurping on their drinks. I can't stand that. And, it makes you feel uncomfortable. It might make you actually say, you know what, this person is not the right person for me. So even in our personal lives, we need to make an impression. And I'll use my testament. Was when I met my wife, I was in a suit. I looked really nice. I was very sharp, all that kind of stuff. And, 15, 16 years later, we are still happily married. And now I get to wear tracksuits, which is absolutely amazing. So never think that you're, too good enough basically to change for someone or something, right? You're always got to evolve and change. So what are 3 simple techniques and tools you can add into your life to ensure you make a good impression to your customer when you're meeting for the first time? Number 1, the most simple thing, but 90% of people get this wrong, is be early to an appointment. Not on time or late, but be early. So if your appointment's at 9 a.m., get to the appointment at 8:50. Just wait at the lobby, at the foyer, at the office, whatever the case may be, but just get there early. It shows that you're passionate, energetic, and driven, and you're showing authority. If you're running late, you're demonstrating to the customer 2 things. Number 1, you don't care about them and you don't care about yourself. Nice and simple. Number 2 is, sometimes I will carry a second business shirt with me. So for example, there's some customers I've got to see, I've got to wear a suit. So when I'm driving there, I will wear my basic clothes. And then before I step out of the car, I might put on a business shirt because, I sweat, I'm a man, or I might be drinking a drink. I don't want anything to spill on me. But these are little things that I actually do. Number 3, this is a really interesting thing for you guys. If you're ever having lunch with your customer, don't do what I did, guys. So when I used to meet customers, I used to meet them at like pasta bars, and we used to have like spaghetti and all that kind of stuff. And, when I'm wearing a suit, it would come out, I was with a white t-shirt or a white shirt, but after the pasta and all the sauce and all that kind of stuff, I would have specks of sauce everywhere. And what I started to realize as well, that when I ate spaghetti, I was acting like I was eating at home, and you would slurp on that spaghetti. So I'm being honest here, guys, as well. So when I meet a customer for lunch, I try and eat or arrange an appointment at a very basic cafe or restaurant, just to keep it simple, my friends. So that's all you really got to do. But have some passion, have some purpose, have some drive, and be proud of what you do as an individual, guys. And you know what? These are the little things that make us the top performers in what we do. But if you've got any questions, reach out, my friends, and God bless. Welcome to the Blueprint, and speak soon. But before we go off, if you could subscribe, if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're hearing this on Spotify, if you could share it with family and friends, I'll be truly, truly appreciative. God bless, guys.